Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ariana's Guided Messages. I'm your host, Ariana, and for those of you who know me, welcome back. For those of you who don't, I'm here to dismantle any deception around you and guide you back to truth, love, and alignment, always. So with that being said, let's get into today's message. Okay, so I am so happy that we are officially out of retrograde. Okay, the energy is shifting from delay to delivery, finally. And what was stuck is about to unstick. What felt foggy is clearing. And you're stepping into a season where what's meant for you no longer has to fight through energetic interference. It's coming in clean, direct, and without confusion. This is the moment where your past efforts actually catches up to you and where spiritual back orders start shipping. So where anything that fell apart was actually clearing a lane for something better is now happening. Move intentionally, stay hydrated, and stay grateful. Make sure you stay open because the next 3 weeks are going to bring confirmation after confirmation. And the first time that I'm going to be doing is Capricorn. Okay, so if you have Capricorn placements in your birth chart, or you're the zodiac sign of Capricorn, or you're cross-watching for Capricorn, this reading may or may not resonate with you. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right? So let's get into it. All right, Allah, angels, Holy Spirit guides. What messages are coming out for Capricorn at this time? What messages are coming out for Capricorn at this time now that retrograde is over? Let's see. For Cappies, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. What is coming out for you guys? We're going to use the Zen deck first. Okay, so you have Temperance. Okay, so it looks like things are coming into balance for you. You're taking your time. You're having patience, okay? Things are being restored slowly but surely. And there's resourcefulness here too. Okay, it says temperance. Balance is the foundation of peace. Temperance is radical restraint in a world of excess. Aristotle called it the golden mean, the art of finding balance between too much and too little. It's not denial, but it's discernment. Temperance gives clarity by slowing the spin. It's saying no to what glitters but doesn't nourish. In your choices, in your appetites, find the center. Harmony lives there. Be bold enough to go against the tide, and still, that's true power. So what I'm getting is a lot of you guys are not rushing to make decisions. Maybe before retrograde or during or wherever you were at a point, you were just quick to just rush into things. Whereas this, you're taking your time, you're breathing, you're thinking it through, you're taking a beat, taking a moment. And if not, Holy Spirit is guiding you to do this. And it's actually making you or going to make you more resourceful when you step into this. It says, use what you have, make what you need, okay? You're not, like, for example, let me give you an example. Black Friday, okay? With all the ads that are out, even with Cyber Monday, it could be like I want to go shopping and, I see everything and discount here and you just want to click and buy. But a lot of you are stepping into this like, wait, let me scale back. Let me breathe. Let me see what I need. Let me see what I don't. Okay. And it's actually better for you. Okay. Resourcefulness is intelligence on its feet. Like MacGyver, it thrives under constraints, proving that limitation can spark innovation. Life rarely gives us perfect conditions, but often what we need is already within reach, waiting to be used creatively. Resourcefulness isn't about having more, it's about seeing more. Look again, solve differently. When you harness what you have, lack becomes possibility. Okay? So this is a great energy. What else is happening for Cappies? Courage. Yeah, it takes courage to be resourceful. It takes courage to have restraint. It takes courage to take your time. Not take your time in a sense where, you're moving too slow, you're procrastinating or being lazy, but just taking a moment. If you don't know the answer to something, I always say, take a beat, take a day. If you're, act on impulse, don't act on confusion. And that takes true courage, because that in and of itself is discipline. Courage is quiet. Rosa Parks didn't raise a fist. She held her ground. Her defiance lived in stillness. Real bravery is often silent but unmoving. It shows up in lonely stands, honest speech, and steady integrity. Parks reminds us that change doesn't always roar. Sometimes it simply refuses to budge. When the moment comes, sit firm, speak soft truths, let your life answer fear with presence. That is courage. That is legacy. Bravery isn't loud. It's choosing to act anyway. What I'm picking up on too for a lot of you guys, and we'll clarify with the tea leaf and also the tarot, is a lot of you guys are having the courage to do something or move forward in some way or move away from something that is kind of fearful. You know, it's not easy, but you're having the courage to do it anyway, and you're being rewarded for that. Look, hope. You have to have faith in whatever this is, whatever new role or new ground you're starting to cover. You know, you have to have faith. Believe in what's possible, even when it's far, even when you can't see, when you know what's right, when you know it feels right, when you're using discernment and you're having courage and you're sticking with it and you're using hope. You know, it's rebellion dressed in softness, essentially, right? So Anne Frank believed in goodness while the world around her crumbled. Hope doesn't blind us, it braces us. It's the flame that flickers, not the one that burns out. When we hope, we defy despair's logic. We may say, maybe there's still beauty, still justice, still love. Even if we can't see the path, we light the next step. Let hope guide your hand, your voice, your vision. It's gentle and it's fierce. Some of you guys have been hurt before. Some of you guys have failed at things before. I mean, we all have, but you still have hope. You're still keeping an open mind. Remember, I told you to keep your heart open. This is exactly what you're doing. And this is great, Capricorn. This is great energy. So let's see what else comes out for you. I'm going to use the tea leaf next. Tea leaf oracle deck. And let's see what's coming out for you, Cappies. All right. For Capricorn placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. What messages, Allah, Holy Spirit guides are coming out for Capricorn? Let's see. Okay. Wow. So you have heart. Okay. It says love, deep affection, and caring. You guys have a huge heart. You guys are restoring your heart. You're restoring your faith. You're healing. A lot of you guys are in a healing phase. Okay. Taking a vacation physically or mentally with hammock here. A lot of you guys could be going on vacation or just taking a break or taking a moment to reflect, a moment to yourself, whether that's 10 minutes in a day. You're just taking a beat, and it goes well with the Temperance card that came out earlier. Okay. And then it says nest. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. I love this card. I love this card because I feel like a lot of you guys are restructuring your family dynamic or your dynamic around relationships in general. A loving and emotionally secure family is important to you, meaning that the foundation, which is rooted in compassion, accountability, loving, teamwork, a real family unit is essential to you. And a lot of you guys had to break things down or step away from toxic environments, people, places, things, or whatever, to restructure what that foundation looks like. And that takes courage too. But guess what? And Holy Spirit knows that. Holy Spirit knows that that's important to you, which is why news of a birth or new business opportunity with Stork is coming out. Okay, this newness, okay, this Stork, this new opportunity is matching the vibration or the energy that you're building on. Sometimes we have to strip away the old, or strip the old like limitations or conditions or what we were thought to believe or think. That has to be stripped away, and you have to build a new mentality around family, friends, things of that nature, in order for those opportunities to now match that vibration. And I think that's what's happening for you, Capricorns. Let's see what else is coming out. Yeah, look at this basket. This is beautiful energy. You have recognition, reward for merit. Okay, you guys are getting recognized in this new position or this new business. You're appreciated. You're actually, being valued with whatever this is, whatever relationship. And some of you guys may feel like right now you don't have help or you don't have resources. Maybe you feel like your resources are limited. Okay, but you have to have hope because it's not limited. There are others around you. There's a whole world out there with people and resources and places and things that are willing to help you. And it's going to happen. It's coming in. All right, let's see what else is coming out for Capricorn with the tea leaf. This is beautiful. It's like a healing energy. And then this vibration matches that. Your manifestations match it, okay? This says pay attention to your work with desk here. Why is pay attention to your work here? Yeah, someone is paying attention to you that was disappointed or that disappointed you in a friend dynamic or relationship. That's why pay attention to your work came out, but it came out in the reverse, and then flute, disappointment in a friend or lover, came out following that. So somebody who you could have left behind, everyone can't go with you on this new journey. I feel a level of sadness when I saw that. Okay. But you have an increase in material wealth, in your health, in your overall vibe. Okay. Or your spiritual growth in general. So you left something behind here. And look, a path of money is waiting for you with money path here. This is going to lead to growth. This is going to lead to financial growth, success in your endeavors. Okay. Look at this. Plenty of material things with bowl here. This basket and bowl, this is beautiful, abundant energy here. And again, now your vibrations are matching because you stripped away. You have the courage to leave something toxic behind that disappointed you. And now that you're clearing that energy, you're taking a beat, you're focusing on you, and that abundance is coming in to match that. Yeah, birth or conception of a child. Some of you guys could be getting pregnant, or you could be building a new business or an enterprise. You could be building a new connection or foundation or charity. I'm hearing something where you're giving back, something that requires you to be super creative, but it's coming in and you're going to be well supported. So this is great. I love this, Capricorn. Let's see what else is coming out for you. Okay. Give me 1 second, you guys. All right. Let's see what is coming out in the tarot. You know what? Actually, no, I'm going to use my deadly apothecary oracle to see what you guys left behind. What did Capricorns recently leave behind during retrograde or while in retrograde? I want to see what type of energy you guys left behind, or energies. I'm curious. Let's see. All right. What energy did Capricorn recently leave behind? How is this affecting Capricorn placements? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. Okay. Let's see what comes out. Okay. Thorn apple, embrace your weirdness. What else? Poison ivy. Says psychic vampire. Wow. What else? A room lily. It says courage of convictions. So already what I'm getting without even looking at the booklet is I'm getting a vibe of either you guys left an energy that it's either a person that doesn't have their own identity, like they feel misplaced with this thorn apple here, so they tend to take that out on others. They tend to get in the way of others' creative processes or flow, family dynamic, whatever, because they don't quite fit in. They are always had identity issues. Or you could have felt like the black sheep, or you could have felt like the outsider in this dynamic, whatever you left behind, and it was poisonous. It was draining to your mental. It was draining to your mental health. It was draining to your thought process. It was draining to your everyday with the poison ivy is what I'm getting. And then a rum lily, courage of convictions. I feel like with this card, a lot of you guys had to have courage to move away from people placing blame on you, holding you like you were just in that script of like, oh, this person is, oh, that's them, or they're too much, or they're blah blah blah. Like you. Let's read that. Okay, first we're gonna read Thorn Apple. Let's see. So yeah, Thorn Apple stands out from the crowd and is very self-conscious about it. Their appearance is unusual in some way, and they tend to dress drably so they don't draw attention. They have distinctive ideas and ways of dealing with life that others just don't appreciate and often feel misunderstood. They would love to express themselves more creatively through dress and fashion, but are worried they will be ridiculed further. Thorn Apple was never meant to blend in. Their sole purpose chose to be a peacock in this lifetime. Once they embrace this and start expressing themselves fully, then in time, they will realize their unique take on life will bring joy to themselves and others. We are not meant to be carbon copies of each other, all dressing, looking, or thinking the same. Thorn Apple was always meant to think outside the box and express themselves with outlandish outfits and ideas. When Thorn Apple embraces their weirdness, they pave the way for others to also express themselves in beautifully distinctive ways. So again, the vibe I'm getting is you guys left behind this dynamic where you didn't feel like you belong. You didn't feel like you fit in. With Thorn Apple here, it was like something you did, it stood out. And a lot of you were trying to dim that to fit in, and you should never do that. You should never dim yourself to appease others or like tap dance around others. And you had to be removed from that. That took a lot of courage to walk away from that, because this was physically draining to you. I haven't even read Psychic Vampire yet, but already I'm feeling like an energy vampire. Like this dynamic was it was draining. You were it didn't matter what you did. You were still placed in convictions. You were still, it was like damned if you do, damned if you don't type of energy. Poison Ivy. The disempowered Poison Ivy is an energy or psychic vampire and a bit of a taker in friendships. Hello. They like useful friends and often ask for favors without returning them, but they seem to have forgotten that friendship is a two-way street. They are the kind of friend who will only appear when they want something. Poison Ivy is very good at one-sided conversations, often becoming quite emotional and demanding comfort and mutual outrage. But the recipient of these strong emotions might not have the capacity to deal with the onslaught and feels uncomfortable. It's difficult as Poison Ivy has had a challenging life and deserves compassion. Friendship is a mutual relationship built on respect and reciprocation. If Poison Ivy shifts the focus away from themselves for a moment, they may realize that their friends also need help and support. Again, you guys were dealing with a one-sided relationship, whether that was love, a family dynamic, a friendship dynamic. It was one-sided. It was taking more than it was giving. And if it was giving, it was not even equivalent to enough that you were giving, right? And some of you guys dimmed yourselves to make this one-sided relationship work. And that's where the energy drain came from, okay? Hold on one second, guys. My daughter. Hold on one second. Okay. And then, so I'm going to read the Arum Lily, because this was the courage of convictions, which again, I feel like some of you guys, no matter what you did to appease a person, you still were being held under like, well, you didn't do enough, or, you're still being treated as the bad guy. Okay. The disempowered Arum lives in doubt and fear. They are constantly worried about what others will think of them if they are doing the right thing. They are scared of being judged, canceled, and shut down for their beliefs. They are beautiful gifts to humanity, languishing and becoming atrophied. They need to practice their resilience by fully believing in themselves and standing up to the naysayers with power and grace. A rum needs to have the courage to their convictions. Once a rum has tapped into their resilience and power, watch out, there's no stopping them. Beautiful, heart-centered determination and a willingness to make the world a better place become their life mission. They embody goddess energy, knowing who they are and that they are on earth to make a difference, and they will. So yeah, with Arum Lily, you guys have to stop people pleasing, and you guys are coming up out of that with the cards that I saw. You guys have stopped that. That was the energy that you left behind. Whereas a dynamic where you felt like, if I do this, this friend group will like me. If I just not share my opinion, I can get along with my family members. If I just go along with this, then that. And it's just like, no. You have to be yourself. You have to honor you, because if you don't, who will? Who will? Especially if you're dealing with the poison ivy energy, who's not even reciprocating what you're giving back. They're not thinking about, oh, so-and-so dimmed their light today. I saw what they did. Let me dim mine the next time their birthday or their celebrations or their accolades show up. Let me do that for them. No. Okay, you weren't dealing with that. It was a one-way relationship dynamic. Okay, let's see what comes out in the tarot. Any last messages for Capricorn? Let's see. Last messages for Capricorn placements. What else is coming out for Capricorn? You know what? A book that I want to recommend is that I just started. It's called Letthem by Mel Robbins. And it's really good. It's about when people are too difficult or stuck in their way, or they have their views, or they, just let them be who they are. But you decide that you're going to shift the focus onto you. And when you do that, what I realize is when you do that, you step into your purpose. Okay. You have a greater sense of peace, which that book talks about too, because now you're doing what makes you feel good and what feels aligned to you. You're not so hell bent on people pleasing, which a lot of us can get caught up in doing to control something, to control a outcome of a relationship dynamic, whether it be to have someone like us more, hang out with us more, include us more, or see what we want them to see. No, see that about yourself and move forward from this. Okay. Look, I know what I'm talking about with the Hierophant here and the Two of Cups. Okay. Protect your heart, protect your time, protect your partnership. All right. With the Hierophant and Two of Cups, you will find people that match that vibration, that honor and reciprocate in relationships. A lot of peace and harmony. This institution or this dynamic that you thought was a partnership ended in some kind of betrayal with the Ten of Swords, and ended up hurting you more than it ended up helping you. It was a painful ending. It wasn't a good one that Capricorns had to recently deal with. And you had the Eight of Wands in reverse that came out on the floor. It was keeping you stuck. It was causing delays. That's why you're being delayed. Sometimes it's not even about what we're doing or not doing. It's the people around us. And that book talks about that too. Sometimes the relationships you entertain keep you stuck. Not even you. You could be thinking, I'm doing everything right. I'm praying. I'm meditating. I'm trying to look for work or this or that. No. It's this that's keeping you in sadness, feeling left out in the cold, feeling grief, feeling pain. and it's affecting your stability with King of Pentacles, or it affected your stability. But see, that's changing. Ooh. You have the Chariot here, as I said that. You're moving forward. You're moving forward. All that energy that kicked out, let it. Let them. Let it. Let it kick out. You're moving forward slowly but surely. And by slowly, I don't mean like painstakingly slow. It's going to take a minute to get back in balance, especially when you come out of retrograde. Like retrograde, you don't just, when retrograde is over, things don't just speed up and everything is like great again. You know, it's a rhythm. Like there's like a shade over retrograde after it ends, right? And that shade helps you to get back into a rhythm, okay, before it like officially is off. You know, the energy of retrograde is officially done, but there's like a shade that is, you still have to kind of get out of. And it's not bad, right? It helps you bring balance and meaning and harmony, but it takes a little while, right? Because retrograde is intense. But look, you're coming out of this Nine of Swords energy. This is great. So there's, you know, you don't have inner turmoil. What I'm getting from the Nine of Swords in reverse in this case is hope. That hope card that we saw. Okay. Releasing worry. And Page of Swords, finding clarity, seeing the truth in things. Cutting through the BS, cutting through the false, the fake foundations, the fake dynamic. All right. Yeah, of this union or bond that you were once in. Maybe you wanted it to be something that it just wasn't, and you're cutting through it. There was someone deceptive in that energy that kept making you feel left out on purpose. Okay. With the Four of Cups here. Made you feel disconnected, but that cycle is over with the Wheel. That cycle is over. There's good luck coming. There's abundance. There's good karma coming with the Wheel of Fortune. That cycle of being deceived or someone taking but not giving, not reciprocating what you get, that same energy that you gave out. That's over with the Wheel of Fortune upright. Okay, and there's a new fresh start here with the Page of Cups. There's a new fresh start after this past energy, again, of someone taking, but with the Devil card here, they're not giving in the same way that you're giving. What else, Allah? What else? Yeah, with the Five of Swords here, you defeated this or came out of this, but like this constantly caused conflict. You know, maybe you guys were, someone was competing with you and you're just like, what? Like, I wasn't even competing. Like, what do you mean here? Like, what? With the High Priestess, and you know this because you saw right through it. There was something that came to light of this deceptive behavior. Someone that's like, yeah, I'm going to use Capricorn's kindness for weakness to get what I want, but they can't expect the same from me. Okay. With the High Priestess and the Page of Wands here, you're preserving your energy. Your energy is coming back slowly, but surely. There's a level of freedom here. Any other messages for Capricorn? Yeah, there's a level of freedom from this vibe of feeling left out in the cold. Okay. You do have to rebuild, and that's going to take some time, but that's okay. You're being called to rest now. And you're being called to contemplate on what you've been through, retreat from it, back away from it altogether, and heal with the Star at the bottom here. Okay, there is Temperance. Temperance showed up in your reading like 3 times in 4 different decks, actually. Yeah, in 4 different decks, a level of balance showed up. So that is happening. Okay, with time, it will get better. Don't give up, Capricorn. This has been your reading, and I hope that it has helped you. But what you left, dynamics that you left, all isn't lost, okay? There is newness and fresh, amazing energy coming to you. So stay hopeful, stay in prayer, and again, try to read that book, Let Them, by Mel Robbins. And I hope I'm saying that right. Hold on, let me make sure. Give me a second. Yes, this is the book, you guys. The Letthem Theory by Mel Robbins. Read this. This is really good so far. It's a good, you guys are doing the work in some way. You guys are doing the work. You're doing what it takes to heal yourself, and that's hard. You have to really stay true to, not overdoing and overextending yourself for others. But in that comes a time where you have to heal yourself too. You have to do some work yourself to see, okay, what did I do, or what could I have set more firmer boundaries on? And I need to realize that so that I don't do that in another relationship dynamic. I'm not so, because you can leave a toxic relationship dynamic and be so fearful and wanting to grip and control everything in the next dynamic. And that's something that you don't want to do. So make sure that you do the work and that you really let that go, and you still have an open heart. You let the past go. And it seems like you are Capricorn, because in the tea leaf, it seemed like nothing but abundance, new opportunities, recognition, good things are coming to you. All right. So I hope that helped. And thank you so much for watching this. Please, if it resonated with you, or if you like this reading, or if you just simply want to share your story, please like, comment, share, subscribe, hype up this video. And thank you so much for watching, Capricorn. Until next time. Bye.